My name is Jacob Winokur, and I am from Tampa, Florida. I am 23 years old. It's been about 12 or 13 years now. I was maybe 13, 14 years old when I first got into it back in Florida. Originally just started out with some like tree jumps and stuff. We didn't really have cliffs in Florida, but now we do. There was this little bridge in my neighborhood that me and my friends grew up just like always riding our bikes over, and one day we were like throwing sticks off of it, I think, and we threw like this really big stick. It was like 8 feet, and it went all the way into the water, and we were like, we could jump off this, like, let's do this. So we started jumping off of that, and then after that we just kept looking for bigger and bigger spots to jump. That was only like 10 feet probably, that little bridge. Oh man, that's a tough one. Cliff diving is everything to me. It's my entire life. Everything I do revolves around cliff jumping now. Everywhere I go, the people I hang out with, the money that I make, it's all because of cliff jumping. I owe everything to this sport. I would say a lot of the people that are involved with this sport today are more interested in doing like crazier tricks and just like different kind of flips from bigger heights. But when you're focusing on that side of things, it brings you to spots that aren't necessarily super deep in nature. What cliff jumping means more to me is being out in nature, spots like this, finding your own cliffs and pioneering different jumps. It's like the real raw freestyle side of cliff jumping, in my opinion. I mean, it's all dependent on how you feel towards certain things. So a lot of us that do this, we live on the road full time. I'm living out of my van right now. So, you know, we sacrifice things like showers and laundry and just being clean on a day-to-day basis to be able to be out here in the woods and find new spots on a frequent enough basis to have this kind of thing be realistic. All right, so last year we did this big trip up to Canada. It was supposed to be like the biggest trip of the year. You know, like everyone's got these tricks saved up that they're planning on doing from these big waterfalls up in Canada. So I'm kind of taking it slow for like the first bit that I'm up there. And I wanted to do over 100-foot triple hope while I was there. So we found this spot. It was like 95, 96 feet. I thought it would be a perfect spot to warm up the way that I wanted to throw it. So I want to do the front flip and then in the second flip have just my arms fully down to the side. And when I tried that, I did it at a spot with just like super flat water that wasn't broken up at all. It was a super hard impact for sure. And like I was expecting it, but I came around in my last flip and was way closer to the water than I was expecting to be. So I just pulled the flip around last second and stomped my right foot just fully flat into that quarry water and absolutely just shattered my foot on impact. Basically had a hairline fracture from my toe to my heel down this left side. I continued jumping on that trip after that jump because I didn't know that it was broken, and I'm sure that's why it's to the extent that it was. I had to take 9-ish months off of this sport, but been doing a good bit of strength training and PT, and safe to say that we are definitely back. I mean, the community is like the biggest part of this lifestyle. The people that surround this sport just make it so worth it. There's never a time where we go out to like jump off cliffs and it's not just the best day ever. Like every single time you go out, it's just 10 out of 10. Can't beat it. I don't really know how else to explain it. You kind of just have to be there to experience like the vibes that everyone's putting out. It's just such a rewarding community to be a part of. Everyone's super stoked. Like no matter what tricks you're doing, no matter what heights you're doing it from, if you're pushing your own personal limits, everyone's happy for you and everyone's super stoked that you're throwing down. And I really love that about it. I'd say one of my major goals that I've had, this kind of relates back to that Canada story, is 100+ foot triple hope. It's a front flip, front half, and then a back flip. A triple flip. I really want to get that from over 100 feet this year. If not, totally okay. Coming back from an injury, so I'm not super hard stressing that goal this year, but definitely is one of my main goals before I stop cliff jumping, is to throw that from over 100 feet. I don't know, there's just been so many good times. I'll just think back to like last summer when we were in Canada. We had this whole plan, this itinerary laid out of spots that we were going to go check out, the spots that we wanted to hit. We ended up being in Revelstoke with like 2 days to kill, and someone recommended we go check out this waterfall that was nearby, and we had never heard of it before. So we went and checked it out, and it was absolutely beautiful. One of the most perfect waterfalls that we've ever had the opportunity to jump. It was like just this perfect falls into like circular pool. The whole pool was white water, but not too much white water to where we could get in and depth check it safely. It was super deep. There's a 70-foot cliff on the right side and a 60-foot cliff on the left side, both going just right into the white water. And I mean, to find something like that and not be expecting it it's just so crazy. It's like the energy that we had rolling up to that session was all time. Probably jumped it like 20 or 30 times that day alone. Everybody was just so fired up. That was definitely one of the best cliff jumping sessions that I've ever had. This isn't for everybody. You really need to know what you're getting into. There's a difference between like getting into cliff diving and then taking it very seriously. You know, you can go to your local pools and you'll have your 10 meter, your 7 meter jumps, which is perfect for a beginner who's getting into cliff jumping to take a step in that direction to really learn, you know, what goes into what we're doing, how to like learn the different flips, learn the entry technique that you need to hit the water properly. And when you start feeling good from 30 feet, that's the 10 meter, then that would be the time where you take a step and ask yourself if this is something you want to take seriously, because once you get past that height, it is extremely dangerous. Like, what we do is not safe by any means. I mean, we make it as safe as we possibly can, but there's inherent risks that we're taking when we go out and do these things. So I'm not gonna necessarily say that this is for everybody. Yeah, relating back to what I just said, if you are interested in cliff jumping, you are more than welcome to come out here and join this community. We want you to be here. We just don't want you to get into something that you're not expecting, and we need you to understand that it is extremely dangerous. But if it's something that you're interested in and you genuinely want to take the steps to do it safely, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up somehow. We'll get you out here and we'll get you involved in one of these sessions. We want to see this sport progress. I like being in the air. I like to fly.